Alright, so this video is going to be dedicated to talking about Valkyrie Noelle, talking about her investment levels, talking about if you need in the worst case where you really fucked yourself over by summoning for real, for example, and if you maybe could skip her. Okay, we're going to talk about some units we should expect in the near future, and we're going to talk about her skill page. Now I want to get one thing out right away. The free-to-play skill page on JP, this one, where all it adds is the passive on the same passive on the skill 2, being the absolute area, giving the 2 SP and stun block. That skill page, that also has no passive. It's just a Yule bonus passive instead of getting the taunt. This skill page will not come. This is like a first anniversary thing. So yeah, JP gets a little bit more for that, but I don't, whatever. Go play JP if you really care that much, right? I never thought this was going to come. I don't know if I said it outright, but I just didn't see this coming. Now, we're probably going to get this whenever we get the party event. And when are we going to get the party event? Probably for first Annie, I guess. So, like, we're going to get it at some point, but very late. Probably when Noel reruns, so yeah, probably around first Annie. But yeah, so we're just not going to get that. So act as if it's not coming, unless they throw a surprise. If they throw a surprise and actually give this, I think people would be very happy, but I doubt it. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about Noel. We'll pull up Pride Win. Okay. And thank God now Pride Win has it updated. But Noel is by far the best unit in the game, okay? But does that mean you need her, right? Because obviously there's individual value, but there's also value in teams, right? So we're going to talk about that, and other units that we're going to have to kind of pull up for this is like Gray. Gray is a very important unit for this. So Noel is a tank, all right? Noel is a tank. Now, one thing, by the way, 125 not coming out in Season 9. People would be mad, but I don't think you should be mad about wanting to spend 13 million gold for one unit, okay? So give it a bit of time to cook, okay? Give it a bit of time to cook, and we'll see what 125 happens, probably for Season 10, 11. Not for Season 9. Don't worry about that, okay? If you wanted it, I don't know why you wanted it so early, because we would not be able to survive with it. Okay, just saying that right now. 18k stamina's worth of XP to level up one unit to 125 from 100 just is not good right now. Okay, just saying that. Now, she's a tank, and she is at 100 speed, but she works where she kind of speeds up a bit, at least first turn, with her dupes. But we're going to talk about her base kit. Okay, base kit, is it worth even just at dupe 0 or dupe 2? Dupe 0 or dupe 2 is doable very easily. We're going to be getting 2 dupes in Season 9. One from Battle Gigas, because he's probably going to come, and one from the monthly. So you're going to pretty easily be able to get her to dupe 2 if you just want to keep her at a pretty chill level, right? So starting off the skill 1. Actually, you know, we're going to start with the passive. The passive makes more sense. If you're the only defender on your team, you get Sea Dragon Spear every time you're attacked up to 4 times. And when you use the skill 1 or alt, it resets. When you are at 4 stacks, you remove immortality from the enemy before attacking. Now, this is a part of the passive that looks good, looks very good on paper, because this won't go into play many times. First of all, there's not many immortality units. Second of all, it's just hard to really time it perfectly to the enemy having ammo and you being able to use it with 4 stacks. Okay, just saying that right now. So now that we know how the spear buffs work, you get up to 4. So on this skill 1, for every spear buff, you get a 40% damage increase, meaning a total of 160%. She also gives a 40% reduced damage taken buff to the ally with the highest all attack for 1 turn. Now, this skill itself does a lot of damage. Okay, you're going to see in my videos, especially more recent ones, this skill does damage, right? Now, another why more recent is also because I started building her better, and also I have the magic attack necklace, so keep that in mind. Giving 40% damage reduction to the ally with the highest all attack is also very good when you don't want to run her as the only defender, because she's going to give very valuable support. Very valuable support. Okay, 40% damage reduction if it's to herself or another defender on the team if you're running with Mario Black Asta is a team comp that can work in some very few scenarios, but it can work if you're trying to be different, I guess, or you don't have many team options, like you didn't get Spirit Dive, etc., right? So that's number 1. Now, number 2, skill 2. It's insane. Even without the skill page. By the way, this is not, it doesn't add damage reduction. He just kind of put it there. This is like level 5. I don't know why he changed it, but it's supposed to be 30% total. So at max level, it's a 30% damage reduction to the whole team. Now it's on the skill 2. This is insane. Also because just teaser, LR plus 2, taunt removal every single turn. Now also gives crit res, level 2, which, what is crit res level 2? It is a 20% crit res buff, which for the whole team is cracked. It's cracked, okay? So damage reduction 30%, whole team, crit res. By the way, remember, she already has 20% built-in damage reduction because of how type advantage works. So keep that in mind. Now, with the skill page, which is why you just want even one copy, okay? It gives absolute area. Like, this is on the levels of broken of like Julius' skill page. Gives stun block and 2 SP every turn. You get basically 4 extra SP plus stun block for those 2 turns. And you can't be taunted at 2 dupes. So Noel can use this whenever she has it, unless she's silenced. The only way to stop her is to silence her. That's it. That's it. That is literally it. So yeah, this is a very good addition and makes the skill 2 the best skill in the game, bar none. Bar none. Bar none. Yeah, I'm telling, like, maybe Charlotte's ult. That's it. That's it. Like, damage reduction, SP, stun block, and crit res. Are you kidding me? Right? This is insane. Now, why you would also use this is because of the fact that you're able to extend the amount of stacks you get. You use this, you don't use your stacks of spear, your Sea Dragon spear, so then you're able to stack more up. Keep that in mind. Now, the ult strongest, well, highest damage ult besides Black Ostas in the game, if Ostas is an anti-magic, gets up to a 300% damage increase because 75 per spear, which you'll see this happening a lot actually, and puts barrier removal. So you're doing basically pure damage, as I like to call it, because no barrier, but pure damage would necessarily be like ignoring buffs and all that, or ignoring defense, but pretty much as pure damage as we could get at this point in the game, right? 300% damage increase, 210 multiplier. Like, this does damage if you're on a full magic attack build. Okay, just want to say that right now. This skill is insane damage wise, and you're gonna see that in full force, right? Like, damage insane. That's all I need to say. Like, not much more to say. I don't know. Like, this kills pretty much everyone I touch, even if they have buffs. Like, it's hard not to kill with a 300% damage increase with her multipliers. Like, oh my god. Now, her combo is insane. Now, we're getting into a meta where combos are starting to be really good. Gray has defense increase level 4. Noel has the invulnerability. And Zora has a 2-turn counter. All really good like combos when put together like with other units. Now, this invulnerability works very well when Noel is the only defender at max dupe with Spirit Dive, because she could use this turn 1, do damage to someone, and then also get invulnerability. This invulnerability allows you to get an extra turn of invulnerability for Yuno when he can't have invulnerability. And you'll see it's very good with Yuno or with Zora, and probably with many future units. There's also some team comps where if she's the solo like DPS, you could say, this is very good to keep the supports alive and let the supports keep Noel alive longer. And it's just a nice little chain. So yeah, base kit, very good. With just what we see here, she is nice. Okay, she is very nice. If you have the super buffs, she's going to be good. Okay, her 30% damage reduction on this is great. But I feel like on dupe 2 is like the bare minimum with the skill page you need for her to shine, because this is going to give taunt removal. Now, it might not seem too crazy, but when you consider the fact that she has only single target skills and a buff skill, this taunt removal at the start of every turn is insane. All right, the amount of times like, shit, I'm taunted, but then you see you're not taunted anymore when it's your turn, it's like, that's so nice. That's so nice. And because every single skill needs her not to be taunted, it's great. Okay, so this dupe 2 in my opinion is a must. Now, the dupe 5 makes her the quickest unit on the team. There are instances where this does help a lot. There is. I'm not going to deny that. Does it help every single time? No. So if you're in lower like range of PvP and you don't have the resources to, don't feel stressed, okay? You're going to be able to get her to dupe 2 with only the resources gotten from this season, okay? And then the skill page will just get a bit lucky, hopefully, if you really have nothing at all, right? That's like the main thing. Now, it's just insane what you actually get with a dupe 5. 30% mobility and speed level 1, which is 35% speed increase for 1 turn. So if you're the only defender, you get taunt block, you get the, what's it called? The speed increase, you get the Sea Dragon spear buff, okay, you get all that. Now, this makes you the quickest unit in the game, bar none. Okay, 30% mobility is red Unos, but better, plus a speed increase, which means you have the most amount of mobility while also being the quickest unit. So you will always go first no matter what. Okay, now with the 30% mobility, what this does is that you have an extra 10% rate away. And because of the speed, you're going to increase your mobility gauge even quicker. So you're going to actually get like to go much quicker right after than you think. Now, will you go quicker than anyone else again? No, but it's going to let you at least be a bit quicker than other people right after, right? So it's nice, right? You get to kind of keep your spot a bit in the turn order. Not fully, but for the most part, because of the turn 1, at least for the second turn. So it's nice how it works with mobility and speed. So yeah, dupe 5, I think, for a lot of high-end players, you do want it. Okay, if you're free to play in top 500, you want it. Okay, I'm just saying that, like, it makes her a lot better, because this way you could either skill 2 right away. If there's going to be a combo or an ult right after that's going to do damage, you at least have 30% damage reduction, or you combo to give the other unit invulnerability. Okay, or you could kill right away with the ult. Sometimes the ult, considering that she goes first, there's no buffs on the person, so you're able to sometimes kill the DPS with no buffs, just 210% damage multiplier. Okay, so that's it, right? That's basically Noel's kit. Her stats are like decent. I mean, let's see her stats. Like, actually, I haven't checked. Like, in terms of like defender, her defense is actually not like horrible. It's not like actual defender levels, but it's not bad. HP wise, she's looking okay. Much better than Mario tankiness wise. So that is good. That is definitely good. So yeah, Noel is very good. Okay, so I just wanted to explain her kit before we actually get into the actual meat of the video. Okay, so do you need to summon and invest levels? So in my opinion, if you really can't invest much, or if you don't know what you want to do in the future, get her to LR +2 and then get her skill page. Okay, that's it. No dupes in the skill page. That's it. Now, for the rest of it, save your dupes and like plan to where you're maybe able to get her LR +5, plus get up to dupe skill pages if you want to, and then wait maybe like 2-3 weeks, see what the leaks are looking like, seeing what the other units are like. Maybe we're gonna get Gray soon, right? Soon after. Because of that, just wait and see where you want to put your investment, and then you could go from there, right? So for most people, I would say Noel is pretty much a must summon. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that pick and ban arena is coming up, I would say you don't need to summon if you have mono red built up, for one reason I'm going to get into, okay? But because pick and ban does seem to probably be coming up in the PvP, well, because of that, in RTA, real-time arena, Noel is pretty much a must summon for most people, okay? She kind of like gaps the meta right now. No matter what people say, she does, okay? Now Lotus, for sure, he's going to be a bit annoying for Noel, but if you don't get unlucky with Lotus, like, if you don't get unlucky fighting a Lotus, then you should be fine in most cases on a mono red team, right? But Cleve is always going to be there. We just need supporter Finral, the SSR one, to really come in clutch, okay? So, Noel, I would say most people want to fight max dupe and then get the skill page to just one copy. Now, if we talk about the skill page, what does it do? So, if Secret Dragon Spear is present on self upon attacking, there is a 50 up to 100% chance to inflict taunt on a random enemy for one turn, only 2 times. Now, it says only 2 times, but what it means is that, it's so crazy, is that every time you have Sea Dragon Spear, you taunt an enemy 2 times at max dupe, and then there's a 50% chance either way, right? So at 0 dupes, you have a 50% chance to taunt 2 people for 1 turn whenever you attack with Sea Dragon Spear, which is insane to think about, right? You could taunt every time you attack if you have Sea Dragon Spear. Every time you've been hit before you attack, you will probably taunt 2 people, which is crazy. So even at 0 dupes, it's nice. Is it game changing? Sometimes it could definitely win you a game or make it easier, but it's not like insane because you still have the chance to do it, right? So I'd say for me, keep it at 0 dupes, and if you want to increase it afterwards because you see her value still there after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months, I said 4 weeks, but same thing. But like if you want to, and you see like on JP, okay, she's still good, right? When Black Divider comes out, or when Finral comes out, then, or becomes better when Finral comes out, then yeah, you could put the dupes in. But for now, you could just keep it on 1 copy. And of course, it gives the absolute area. So you do need it. In my opinion, this absolute area changes her completely, okay? Max dupe to me is something you kind of need. But if you don't have the resources, LR +2 is where it stop at, okay? And then go further if you can. But if you can't, it is what it is. Like, it'll work. It's just not going to work as well, but it'll work is basically how I have to say it, right? If you can do it. If you can do it. Okay, that's basically it. Now, one thing that's important to know is the other units coming out, okay? So, we have a bunch of other units coming out. Now, Zora, is it a must pull? He is S+, but is he a must pull? No. He is that good and, like, very scary to fight and play with. And especially for pick and ban, amazing. That's the main thing. On JP, the tier list that you see with Zora and stuff is in a lens more so gearing towards the preparation of pick and ban, right? Pick and ban seems to be taking over, and you're gonna, like, if one person has the other person can't get Zora is a perfect replacement for and works very well, okay, but isn't really needed. Now, even at that, he's a seasonal, so you could get him for free. You could get a skill page for free if you trade in for 8 dupes, okay, which people found out the hard way. Now, Gray is a unit that if you are only looking for an arena team and not really for pick and ban in real time, then you could go for Gray and wait after like Noel comes out. Reason being, Gray, one of her best teams is just a triple mono red team with Gray. Okay, if we check it out, I don't know if we'll see it. But by the way, just to beat the fraud allegations, there's no one in top PvP. You will see Noel is here a lot, but then you will also see at some point, like Gray does pop up a lot. Okay, Gray, I mean, this is like lower PvP, but see, triple mono red. Okay, to get basically when she's on a full mono team, I'm not going to talk about Gray much, but basically when she's on a full mono team, she every time it's her turn adds an extra copy of the DLT on right now. So I don't know if we'll see it, but do we see it? Bro, I'm actually surprised. Usually it is up there more. Basically, triple mono red team with gray works very well. And is the contender for... Yeah, so like this type of team could work very well. Like sometimes even if Asta dies, gray and Witch Queen carry. Because the DLTs, there's like 10 DLTs on them. Sorry, 9 DLTs. When there's 9 DLTs, like what the fuck do? They're taking like 70k every turn. So, well, maybe not 70k, but a lot. So yeah, gray is very good. So if you don't have the resources, maybe you just want to go for gray. If you want to build mono red, go ahead. But just know you will be missing out no matter what, because Noel is still that good. And then there's Finral, who's coming out probably in a while. Not in July, but we're going to see Finral on JP soon enough, question mark, hopefully. And when we do, we'll see if he's good with Noel. And if he's good with Noel, well, that means that, that means that Noel's going to have even more value until Black Divider comes out, obviously, in probably Season 11. But we don't know. Probably Season 11, though. So, because of that, just kind of play around. Like, summon for her. She is very good. Get her to 2 dupes. Get her skill page. She'll be very good for the next 2 months, minimum. Bare minimum, okay? And then even at that, you could go more into it if you want Finral in the future. You could go for max dupe if you realize, yeah, I mean, obviously she is really good. So, like, max dupe is not going to hurt you at all. So, play around with it. But I think going for Noel is not a bad idea. Okay, summon for Noel. Go for her. But if you have mono red built and you just don't have the resources right now, you could wait for gray. I'm just saying that you could wait for gray. Gray is a very good unit. And it's not a bad idea. Just understand you're going to be lacking in pick and ban if it comes out in Season 9 or 10. I have no idea if it is. But I'm telling you, you make that decision for yourself if you think you could skip Noel. Okay? So, putting that out there, Noel very good. Noel, amazing kit. Noel doesn't need insane investment compared to Mario or Yuno. But still profits from the investment. Max dupe, I'd say, is a necessity for a lot of high-ranking players. But for people mid low, like even dupe 2 is fine enough in my opinion, but you do want that dupe 2. And then her skill page, you want at least 1 copy. And then you're chilling. Alright. So we're gonna go more into it for her guide very soon. Gonna hopefully get leaks for the banners coming out in Season 9. Because I'm afraid that there might be more than just 2 banners. So we will see. But with that, I'll leave you for the next one. And goodbye.